If you've ever seen the 1993 hit Jurassic Park from Steven Spielberg, you've probably had the same question that scientists have been pondering for millennia. Can we recreate animals that have gone extinct? And inherently with that question comes a deeper, more philosophical one. Should we bring them back? These two questions have been juggling in the hands of biologists for centuries, but in the past 2 decades we have found a solution to at least one of them. What is the answer, you might ask? Well, let's find out. So can we bring back dinosaurs? Well, it's complicated, as a lot of things are in our crazy, wonderful world. Before we discuss the possibility of resurrecting long-gone species from the dead, however, we must first clarify how de-extinction works and how we have advanced in the field so far. So how do we even go about de-extinction? Well, the main process of de-extinction is to recreate healthy copies of animals and release them back into the wild for them to reproduce and diversify our planet's gene pool. It's not all about the dead, however, because this method can also be used for endangered animal species on the brink of extinction. We will only focus on extinct animals for the sake of simplicity, though. There are many different ways to de-extinct different animal species, and one of such processes is called backbreeding, a method where you find the closest living relative species to the extinct animal. They are then taken into the lab, where scientists selectively breed these animals to try and make a version that resembles the extinct animal, according to Science magazine. This process is already being used in order to bring back some extinct species such as the aurochs, an ancient ancestor of the cattle, and the quagga, an animal similar to the zebra. Another method of de-extinction is the complicated process of cloning. In cloning, scientists take a well-preserved cell from the extinct animal, preferably recently deceased, and extract the nucleus which contains the DNA or the genetic code of the animal from it. They then implant the nucleus inside the egg of the animal's closest living relative and place the modified egg inside a surrogate host. This technology, however fascinating and interesting it may be, is rather unpredictable, and a majority of these cloned animals don't end up surviving. In fact, it took 277 attempts to create Dolly the sheep, the first mammal cloned through nucleus transfer. That's a 0.3% success rate, and even though the technology has become better throughout the ages, it's still very low, at a measly 10% success rate for cloning cattle. Even though it is in fact possible to de-extinct animals through cloning, the first animal brought back from extinction in 2003, a perennial ibex that had gone extinct a few years prior, only lived for 10 minutes and then died like all the other experiments that came before it. This shows how cloning is extremely expensive and difficult, and even worse when there's a limited quantity of nuclei to work with. Another limitation of cloning is that it requires living, preserved DNA for de-extinction to be possible. This rules out dinosaurs, because even though their bones can live for millions of years, their DNA certainly cannot, and the only possible way we can bring them back is by reverse engineering them through genetic modification or CRISPR. CRISPR is a huge topic we frankly don't have enough time to get into in this video, but watch this video if you want to know more about it. Although the possibility of bringing animals back from extinction does seem exciting, the morals and ethics need to be considered before further action. We are here to present you with 2 opposite points of view on de-extinction so you can make the choice yourself. Here's one of them. While it may seem to be a good thing if we bring animals back from extinction, we must first understand why they went extinct, and whether it is our responsibility to reverse it. Still confusing? Take a look at the woolly mammoth, for example. The woolly mammoth, or Mammathus primigenius, was an ancient relative of our elephants today that died out 10,500 years ago, near the end of the last ice age. With the advent of new genetic engineering tools today, some people might suggest that we should bring them back, but the fact that they went extinct does not tell the whole picture. The reason the mammoths went extinct was because of the decline of the ice age, turning the mammoths' woolly coats from an advantage to a burden. Because of this unideal climate the mammoths now lived in, their population began to gradually decline until they became fully extinct. The main idea here is that the woolly mammoths went extinct on their own, without human intervention, so there is no responsibility on humanity to bring them back today. Another important thing to take into account is that the woolly mammoths died due to climate change, and bringing them back today would require providing them with ideal temperatures and a habitat in which they can survive in. Furthermore, resurrecting extinct species might make them invasive species, which might tip the food chain largely out of balance, causing a domino effect that might cause more species to go into extinction if left unchecked. Money and effort that is spent on bringing back extinct species could instead be spent on protecting already threatened species and ecosystems on the verge of extinction, such as coral reefs, which you can learn more about here, or the giant panda, and many more. To summarize this point of view, bringing back extinct species is a needlessly expensive, unnatural, and risky move that might damage the environment more than it might benefit. Now, it's time to move over to the other point of view, in favor of de-extinction. While resurrecting long-gone species might seem like a bad thing, in many situations it is needed and ethically correct to do so. We can use the passenger pigeon as an example. The passenger pigeon was a small bird that used to be extremely common in North America but disappeared around 1900. This tiny bird had a population of roughly 5 billion at the start of the 19th century, but went extinct in less than 100 years because of humans. People hunted these pigeons in large numbers for food, also killing them as they threatened farming and agriculture. The repercussions of this extinction were drastic. The sheer number of these pigeons did many good things for the forests of North America. Forest fires that kept tree ecosystems healthy occurred less often, and many other species were largely impacted as these birds were keystone species, or a species that other organisms largely depend on. In other words, the passenger pigeons were a pillar that held up the entire building, and their extinction caused the building to collapse in a way that could never be undone. The extinction of passenger pigeons and many other important species that died out because of humans had caused irrevocable damage to the world we live in, and bringing them back could help our planet recover back to its original state. There, now you've seen it all. As we try our best to be as unbiased as possible to our viewers, we have presented you with both points of view so you can make the correct decision yourself. What is the next correct step in the future of biology? Who knows, maybe one day you can decide it for yourself. Thank you for watching our video, and I hope you take a few seconds of your day to like the video, subscribe, or leave us a comment because it really keeps us motivated to provide everyone with free education to make the world a better place. Following tradition, we have provided a link in the description to donate and help protect endangered species from going extinct, something that we hope everyone can agree on. That's all for now, and we will see you in the next one.
Funding for the Horizon Project is provided by nobody. We are just two siblings trying to make the world a better place using the power of education. And our primary hope for getting our videos out for everyone to see is you. If you subscribe to this channel, our videos will be seen by more people and our cause will have a greater impact on the world. It's free and provides you with more dedicated content, so why not? Thank you for watching this long. Seriously, you're the best. And catch us again in our next video. Bye!